You know, the best coffee comes out of a cup that you've made yourself. Oh my gosh, this is not the point of this video, but I am very happy to finally be using one of my custom mugs that I made this past semester with my little company logo on it. I have some ideas for the next batch of them. This was more so of an experiment, so this one's kind of, well, really custom. But anyway, let's jump into this video. Hello everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Infiniti, and if you don't know, I'm the face, the voice, and the hands behind all the content here under Infiniti Crafting Co. and the small business InfinitiCraftingCompany.com. Today I am back with another video. It's not a channel chat. I know I just started it off that way, but it's not. Today is a crochet tutorial video. Okay, long story short, right? This year is celebrating year 5 kind of for everything Infiniti Crafting Co. I really got started with the foundation of mostly everything. So like my support pages, my Facebook page, my Instagram page, well, my old Instagram. But also I started building my website in 2018, even if that took a little bit longer than everything else. And I started the YouTube channel. I don't know if I said that already. Anyway, today I'm going to show you guys how to crochet one of my very first patterns. It is a blanket patch for the platform that I use called Ko-fi. Now that threw me for a loop because I recently learned that it's not pronounced coffee. Who knew? They use a coffee cup for their logo, so that just threw me for a whirl there. But Ko-fi is the creator platform that I use to kind of fund everything behind the scenes on Infiniti Crafting Co. And some of you guys have really been supportive on that platform over the years. You may be aware that I got some of my funding to start my website from my Ko-fi page, so shout out to all y'all from way back when. So yeah, back when I first started crocheting, I like instantly fell in love with color work, and I designed a patch for that, and I even did a crochet along. It's probably still on my channel deep down somewhere from 5 years ago, but I decided that that patch needed an upgrade, so we're here today with this. I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial as much as I enjoyed upgrading this pattern. Alright, and I'll talk a little bit more about Ko-fi at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Alright, let's get into materials. What you're going to want is to have a 5mm or a 5.5mm crochet hook. It doesn't too much matter. If you're going to make a bunch of these, then you might want to use the same hook for all of them so they're all the same size. But that's the extent of it. You're going to want 3 colors of yarn. The pattern calls for Red Heart Super Saver because it's a super basic yarn that pretty much everybody has access to. But if you have a favored 4-weight yarn that you'd like to use, go for it. You'll either want a turquoise or a gold because Ko-fi offers you gold membership to have access to extra like creator tools, like adding in to live streams and things like that. So you either want the gold or the turquoise. You'll want white, and you'll want a cherry red for the heart. You'll also want other simple stuff like a darning needle, some scissors, maybe some stitch markers if you need that extra visual guide. Alright, let's dive into the tutorial. Alright, so I have my patch here, and I was a little curious. I'm sure you guys will be curious too. It's about 9 by 9. It's almost square, but not quite along the horizontal, so it's almost 9 inches here, but then it's definitely 9 inches, a little over 9 inches here. So if you're planning out a blanket with a bunch of these patches, you want to keep that in mind if you use a 5mm crochet hook and the same yarns that I am using. So I'm going to be making another gold patch today. Oopsies, I didn't have the turquoise like I thought I did. I've been trying to stash bust. But clearly I didn't have what I thought I did. So anyway, we are going to start off with our 5mm crochet hook and a slip knot. And we are now going to chain 36. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that we have our 36 chains, I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to half double crochet in the second chain from my hook. So not this one right here, but this one. Just going to yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. I have 3 loops on my hook, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3 stitches. on my hook, and I'm going to be half double crocheting into each stitch along. And I am coming to the end of my row, and I want to make sure I am half double crocheting into that very last chain. But you want to be careful because sometimes you can cinch it closed and it might not seem like a chain that you should work into. And now you should have 35 half double crochets going across. So if it makes you feel better, you can do a quick recount. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 35. Alright, so now what we want to do is chain up 2. Personally, I like to do the alternative chaining method or the stacked single crochet method because it eliminates gaps and it gives you straighter edges. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. To do this method, you are going to chain 1, you're going to turn your work, and you're going to single crochet into the base of that chain 1 here, or that first single crochet, whichever you prefer to call it. Alright, and then you are going to look at your single crochet here. You have a left leg and a right leg. You want to work into that left leg, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over. And you have 2 loops on your hook, and you're going to yarn over, pull through 2. And that is your second chain. Alright, and then from there, you would work your next stitch, which is a half double crochet. Alright, and I'm going to half double crochet all the way across this row, and this is going to be our repeat for rows 2 through 8. Just lots of half double crochets. Alright, and I'm coming up on the last couple of stitches of row 8. Make my last 2 half double crochets. Alright, and so you should have a nice little straight swatch like this. What I'm going to do is chain up 1. Should have mentioned in the beginning, this whole pattern is made of half double crochets just because I find them easier to work in a grid pattern like this. We are going to chain up 2, alright, and now I'm going to make a half double crochet in each of the next 11 stitches. So this is where we're going to start introducing our base part of our mug here. So this part of the pattern. So you want to have your strand ready, as I do here. It's kind of hard to see against my table, but sorry. Alright, so now what I want to do is just make my half double crochets. Like I said, you're going to have a total of 12, so make 1 half double crochet in each of the next 11 stitches. Alright, so on this last half double crochet, you're going to start it as normal, so you'll yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop so that you have 3 loops on your hook. But right now I want to put down my gold yarn because we will be changing color. And for this project, I recommend you put your yarns in different baskets, especially if you don't like to cut your strands and you like to catch your floats on these projects, because things can get tangly real quick. But alright, so I'm going to finish that half double crochet with the white yarn like so. This will give us a nice seamless color change. Just tug on those strands to tighten up our stitches. We are now going to half double crochet in each of the next 11 stitches. So 1, now I want to show you guys something here, because on my last patch I went about weaving my ends very differently, almost not at all. So if you hate cutting strands and weaving in all those extra ends later, and this is a project for you, then you could go about catching floats like I have done here. It's technically a knitting technique, but it can also be done in crochet, and it negates having all of those strands floating around that you have to weave in and make look cohesive on the right side. Most of these strings just come from me doing some surface crochet at the end and then my first and last strings that I had here, but otherwise this was all one continuous piece. Okay, so to do that, I have my working yarn here. Let me move that. I have my working yarn here and I have my gold yarn here. I'm going to take my gold yarn and cross it over top of that working yarn, so that it is caught between the working yarn and how I started my half double crochet. And then I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3 strands. And then as you can see, you can't see that other strand in the front of the work, which is what you want. And then I'll continue to work my half double crochet as my pattern calls for. And 11. Now you can make your life easier and just cut your strings, but this is my preferred method because I actually dislike weaving in my ends. Big shock. Alright, now I'm here at my 11th stitch, and I'm not going to complete it in the color B. I'm going to yarn over and pull through in my color A because I'll be switching back to it anyway. Alright, and now you are going to do the remaining stitches in your row with your color A. Alright, and this is row 9. Alright, so rows 10, 11, and 12 are actually worked the same way. So we're going to chain 1, turn our work. Again, I'm going to do the alternative chaining method here. So it's giving me nice straight edges. Alright, and I'm going to make a half double crochet in each of the next 11 stitches for a total of 12 in our color A. Alright, now we are here at our 12th stitch, so I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop. I'm not going to complete that in my color A. I'm going to bring up color B. And complete that half double crochet in color B, which is our white. And then I'm going to work over the next 11 stitches in color B with half double crochets. And now I'm on the back side, so I'm going to pull out my hook from that loop I just pulled up now that I've worked across a certain way. And I'm going to lay my color A between that loop and that yarn over. Then I'm going to reinsert my hook and complete my stitch in color B. And see, I just caught my floating strand right here in the center of the motif, if I want to call it that. And I can keep on crocheting in my color B now. And this just helps to carry the yarn over across the project so you don't have all these long lines going through the back of your work. And I'm on my last half double crochet in my color B, so I'm going to change back to color A. There we go. Yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay, and now I can continue to the end of my row, aka the next 12 stitches in my color A with half double crochet. Make sure I get both of my strands here at the end. Alright, and that is row 10. So now I'm going to work the next 2 rows in the same way, and I'll meet you guys back for row 13. Alright, so I have just finished up row 12. Let me move that over. Row 12. And we are now going to go on to row 13, which is where we start to introduce the little pop-out part for the mug handle. So, in order to do that, we are going to chain up one. We're going to turn our work, do that alt chain method that we love so much. Alright, now we are going to half double crochet into each of the next 7 stitches. Alright, now I have reached that 7th stitch, and I'm not going to complete it with color A. Instead, I'm going to change over to color B very loosely because it's kind of stretching over from where we dropped it off in the last row. And I'm going to give color A a little tug so it brings my stitches down, and then we can go ahead and start working our half double crochets. So now what we want to do is we are going to make 1 half double crochet into each of the next 15 stitches. So I'm going to yarn over, insert our hook, and you'll notice I'm kind of weaving in that stretch of yarn that I pulled over from over here just so it doesn't look too bad on the back. Right, now I'm going to work the 11 stitches over the body of the mug. Alright, and the last one here, again, not going to complete it in the white. I'm going to pull up my color A and yarn over, pull through. Alright, and now I'm going to complete my row in color A. And that last stitch, just going to complete it. Alright, now we're going to move on to row 14. So we're going to chain up 2. Yarn over. Okay, and we are going to make 1 half double crochet into each of the next 11 stitches. Just pull out some yarn here. Half double crochet. And if you want to see the written instructions for this pattern, I did post this on my blog for free, like I said, in celebration of being on Ko-fi for so long. So I'll leave that linked in the description box and pinned in the top comment if you're watching this on YouTube. So you can head over there and check out that free pattern. Alright, not going to complete this last half double crochet. Instead, I'm going to pick up my white yarn and complete it with that, and then just give everything a little tug. We are now going to half double crochet across the next 15 stitches. Alright, coming to the end of my white yarn. In this last stitch, I'm going to change back to my color A. And complete that half double crochet with color A. Okay. Alright. And this is the end of row 14. We'll move on to row 15. We're going to chain 2. We're going to make a half double crochet into each of the next 7 stitches. Alright, and then that last half double crochet, I'm going to complete it with color B. Alright. And so now this is about to get fun, because we are now at the point of our pattern where we are going to start introducing our third color, the tip of the heart right here. Can't really see it on this one because, like I said, I did some surface crochet on it, but here we go. Alright, so now that we have our color B connected, what we're going to do is we are going to half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1, we're going to start to make this second one, but instead of completing it in color B, we are going to complete it in color A. We are then going to half double crochet 2 in color A. We're not going to complete that second one in color A. We are going to switch back to color B. So I'm just going to throw that to the back. Get color B on board here. Alright, and this is what it looks like right now. We are now going to half double crochet into the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to start number 5. We're not going to complete number 5 though. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, snatch up our color C, aka the cherry red. we're going to go ahead and connect that. Okay, and now that we have completed that stitch in our color C, I'm going to make 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. I'm just kind of carrying all of my strands over on this 6th stitch. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and reconnect color B, which is the white. And I'm just going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those strands. Alright, and now I'm going to continue to work the next 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches in this color B. Alright, and I'm not going to complete that last half double crochet in color B. I'm going to bring back my color A to complete that. Alright, and now I can finish out this row in my color A. Alright, and this is row 15. I'm going to change my one, turn my work. So at this point, if you have been cutting your yarn and you have a million strands back here, it would be a great idea to just go ahead and tackle those now and save yourself all that regret later. But to each their own. I'm going to do my little chain up 2. Alright, and now I'm going to make 1 half double crochet into each of the next 11 stitches. The returning pass on these even rows is pretty straightforward. Here's this last stitch, and we are going to change to color B, which is the white yarn. Complete that half double crochet there. Alright, now that we have changed our color, we are going to half double crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're not going to complete that 4th one. We are instead going to change to our color C. Oops, what am I doing? And we're going to complete it with color C. Now that we have connected color C, we are going to half double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. There's 1, let's get through there. Here's 2. Here's 3. We're not going to complete that 3rd stitch in the color C. We're going to change back to our color B, which is white. And we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those strands. Alright, and now we are going to half double crochet into each of the next, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. Yep. And on that 4th one, we're not going to complete it in the white. We're going to change back to our gold. Alright, we're going to half double crochet into the next 2 stitches in our color A, which is our gold. We're not going to complete that stitch, that last stitch. We are going to change back to our color our color B, which is the white. Yarn over, pull through there. Alright, and we're going to now half double into the next 2 stitches with our color B. We're not going to complete that second stitch in our color B. We are instead going to change to color A and complete it with that color. And now we are going to half double crochet into the remaining 8 stitches of the row. That last half double crochet. So we're coming along really good here. We are like halfway through the pattern. So what we want to do now to move on to row 17, of course, is to do our chaining, turning our work. Going to half double into the next 7 stitches. Alright, let's change back to our color B here, this last stitch. Alright, we're gonna half double in the next 2. Don't complete the second one. We're gonna change back to our color A. Half double crochet 2. Don't complete that second one in color A. We're going to change back to color B. We are now going to half double crochet into the next 3 stitches. Don't complete this third half double crochet in that color. You're going to change back to color C. Alright, and now you're going to half double crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. So there's 1, 2, let's not pull that through. 3, and there's 4, and here's the 5th one. We are not going to complete this 5th one in color C. We're going to change back to color B, like so. And we are going to make the last 3 half double crochet in our color B. We're not going to complete that third half double crochet in color B. We are instead going to bring back our color A and complete it with that. Alright, and then we're going to complete our row with color A. On to row 18. So now we are going to yarn over. I've already chained my 2, and I'm going to yarn over and start working my half double crochets up to the point where we change color. Right, I'm in this last half double crochet with my color A. I'm not going to complete it in color A. I'm going to change back to color B for this. Complete that stitch. I'm now going to half double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. But as you guessed, I'm not going to complete this 3rd stitch in color B. I'm going to be changing to color C. And completing the stitch. Now this is going to be another fun turbo round of color change. What we are going to do now is to half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So, 1, we're going to do a second one, but we're not going to complete it in the color C. We're going to change back to color B to complete that. Okay? And you'll see me tugging on my strands just to adjust them so they don't show through on the front side here. Alright, now that we have color B reconnected, we are going to make a half double crochet into the next stitch, but we are not going to complete it. We are going to finish it off in color C. Whichever one color C is. Alright, give these a little adjustment here. And we are going to half double crochet into the next 2 stitches in color C. Not going to complete this second one in color C. We're going to change back to color B to complete that. And now we are going to make the next 3 half double crochets in color B. Alright, we are now going to complete this 3rd one in color B. We are going to change back to color A real quick. And we are now going to half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Not completing that second one, we're going to go back to color B. We're going to half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Again, not completing that 2nd stitch, but instead we are going to change back to color A, and we are going to half double crochet into the final 8 stitches of the row. Alright, making that last half double crochet, and we have just finished row 18 onto row 19. Alright, for row 19 and 20 we will be following the same pattern. We're actually done with our red yarn, so I've gone about snipping my yarn here. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is do my little chain 2 method. Oops. I'm going to half double crochet in color A into the next 7 stitches. Alright, I'm not going to finish this last half double crochet in color A. I'm going to change to color B. Just like that. And I'm going to half double crochet across the next 15 stitches in color B. And working into that last white half double crochet, what I'm going to do is finish that stitch in color A. My little adjustments here. And now I'm going to complete my row in color A. Right, and that is the end of row 19. Turn up, turn my wick. Row 20 is going to be the exact same as row 19. So again, we're going to chain up our 2. And we are going to work the next 12 stitches over to that first stitch of color change. We're not going to complete that stitch in color A. We're going to go back to color B. We are going to half double crochet across the next 15 stitches. Now if you want your patch to look a little different and have like a rim to it, then you only have to half double crochet across the next 11 stitches and then change back to your color A after that. Here we are in this last stitch, and I'm going to finish it in color A. And I'm going to complete my row. Alright, and so this row 20 was the last of our color change rows, so you can cut the white yarn from your project. Ooh, and detangle as needed. We're not all perfect. Alright, so for rows 21 through 29, you just do a repeat of chain up 2 and half double crochet all the way across in color A. So I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm going to follow those instructions and meet you guys back when I am all done with my patch. Alright, and here I am with my finished patch. I can finally clip my color A and pull it through to secure it. So at this point, if you wanted to put a border around it, you could. Also, you could go back with this heart shape if you don't quite like how it turned out, and you can do some surface crochet. Kind of like how I did on this one. I like now that I have a sample of each, so I can kind of determine which one I like better. I don't know. You can let me know in the comments below, which one do you like better? Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed crocheting along with me today. Like I said, the update for this patch has been a long time coming, and I'm glad I finally got around to it. I've been wanting to make a full-scale blanket of it for a few years now, admittedly. But, you know, better late than never. I think a little bit more about the Ko-fi platform. It's pronounced Ko-fi. It's supposed to rhyme with no fee. It is a creator support platform, kind of like a Patreon and whatnot. It's only I like Coffee because they don't take fees out from creators. So whether you do commissions on there or you have a membership program with the tiers, you can also have a shop over there. I do happen to have a few of my patterns in a shop over there. It exists. But regardless to how you decide to build your creator economy over there, they're not personally taking any fees out of any donations or money that you make over there. So I think that that is really great. When you're a member of the Coffee Gold program, you're subscribed for I think like $6 a month or something, which you get access to all of their new features first when they're in beta mode. So that's pretty cool. You get to also change the colors of your profile to match. So a few years ago I subscribed to Coffee Gold and changed all my buttons and whatnots to gold to match my Infiniti Crafting Co. theme. That was fun. You also get access to exclusive posts and rewards that Coffee puts out. They are always putting out new things to engage the community. And another thing about it too, you can search up other creators based on, you know, content. So if I wanted to go on there and find other crocheters, and I go on there and I follow them, or I'll buy them a coffee or something like that, which is super cool. There's no ads over there, so you know your supporters don't have to deal with that, and you don't have to deal with that. There's also a photo gallery, so you can kind of post everything in one place. As a matter of fact, before I got my website life together, I used Coffee. Even though it had less features then than it does now, I used Coffee kind of as my own website thing. You can link to all of your other social media there. It's just a really useful tool to use as you build up your YouTube channel or your craft business or whatever it is. If you're an artist, it's really great for that. As I mentioned earlier in this video, I use Coffee to support not only myself but this channel. I think, what was that? Back in 21 when I launched my website, I think the coffee donations I got from over there added the last like 50 or 60 bucks I needed to hit that launch button. So I was super excited about that and grateful for that at the time. And currently I have a new goal up to kind of help out with some extra things. Most specifically this tooth. I fell last September, broke it. It's fractured across the front and it is a risk. I also can't talk like I used to. I find myself running over my words and stuff and unable to eat certain things. Do you guys know how long it's been since I've had an apple? But anyway, that is my goal right now on that front. So if you want to help the channel out and help me out, then feel free to head over to my coffee page. Drop me a coffee today. Mine are $5. So you can choose to do a one-time thing, you can choose to be a monthly subscriber. There's just a lot of options over there, and it's a really good platform to be a part of. So if you're thinking about being a creator of any sort, or you do art, or you do anything else on the side, then consider checking them out. No, this video is not sponsored, but I just believe in the product so much that I wanted to do a little shout out here. So anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed today's crochet tutorial, and until next time guys, happy making. I almost forgot to say it again, but the written instructions for this patch are available on my website, and I'll be working on putting it on the coffee page also, so you can check it out in either of those places. Alright, now I'm gonna go, and until next time guys, happy making. This video is brought to you by my supporters on Ko-fi. Thank you so much. Your donations help drive the creativity behind all the content under Infiniti Crafting Co.